SK Telecom T1 versus Air Force Ace. Bisu versus theROCK. Not theROCK as in the Scorpion King theROCK or the wrestler theROCK, but theROCK nonetheless, although he's definitely not as buff. And so yeah, Bisu doing very, very well, and theROCK is also a decent player, although I don't believe that he's going to be able to beat Bisu, just because Bisu obviously is 1 up on him, 1-0 out of all the times they've played, I think, as what the bottom right is telling me. And Bisu is just Bisu, just plainly the man. And so we have Bisu as the green Protoss at the 12 o'clock position, and theROCK as the purple Protoss at the 9. Looks like we have a gateway going up for both players. Scouting in the right direction is theROCK. There he is, right there, not looking quite like the real Rock, but he is theROCK as we know him. And both players going for pretty similar builds. A lot of people don't think that PvP is very interesting, but I actually think that it's really nice, simply because of the macro and the micro it takes to win in shuttle micro along with Reavers is just really intense. It's really fun to watch. I just love watching Reaver battles, and that's why I like it. A simulator going up for both players, and a cybernetics core going up for theROCK as well. Looks like he's Bisu scouting something. Maybe that was Bisu scout, not sure. Looks like he scouted in the wrong direction actually. Bisu scouted in the right direction, is going to see theROCK's base first, gonna keep his probe in there for an eternity if he's up to his Bisu probe micro that he usually is. Bisu's also getting up his cybernetics core as well, putting down a probe. Behind the mineral line is theROCK. And we'll have to see here. I just think Bisu's multitasking, and if I could read Korean, then I would know exactly what that says. But what I was saying is I think Bisu's multitasking is definitely far superior than theROCK's is, unfortunately. It looks like Zealot now out for Bisu. Gonna try to keep this probe out of the base. Not gonna be too successful. That probe's gonna be able to out micro that Zealot, at least for the time being here. We don't have the core spinning, surprisingly, for either player. Both players have 3 probes on gas. Core spinning now for Bisu, and it looks like once he clicks over there, we're gonna see if the core is spinning for theROCK as well. So both players probably going for Dragoon Rage is what I'm assuming, and they're gonna go Dragoon Reaver play like we are so accustomed to in PvP. Dragoon now out for Bisu. He's going to be pushing out a little bit here. He had his cybernetics core up around the same time as theROCK, so both of them are going to pretty much have even armies respectively, and Bisu looks like he's going to push out. No, he's going to go back with his Zealot and Dragoon there. Core still spinning for Bisu, so not a fake like some players would do when that probe is in the base, and I'm assuming that it's not going to be a fake for theROCK either. Dragoon range is so critical, especially in PvP, especially in those Dragoon battles with the Reavers and everything. If you can snipe a Reaver off, that is just so critical, and you need that range. We have theROCK's army moving out to the middle of the map here, and it looks like that he's going to be content with staying out, scouting a little bit, staying a little bit out of his base, but not getting contained and not trying to contain Bisu. At the same time, he does have a Zealot on that ramp, try to deter any type of scout. It looks like Bisu going for an expansion at the 1 o'clock position, and theROCK going for an expansion at his natural as well. So both players, this is pretty much an even mirror matchup. It's a mirror matchup with mirror builds and everything. Another pylon going down for Bisu. But yeah, both players are going pretty much the exact same builds. Now this probe might get picked off. No, the probe sneaks past the Dragoons. The Dragoons are going to have to come back, though, are able to pick off that probe. That would have been really bad for Bisu. You know, nothing critical just because he's not going for any sneak attack like DTs or anything, but you really don't want the opponent to see what kind of build you're going. And it looks like a little deviation now. Bisu going for his Robo, and it looks as if theROCK is going for 2 more gateways, if I'm correct, and this could be really interesting because Bisu's going to have shuttles and Reavers, while theROCK is just going to have so many Dragoons. He's just going to build a ton of Dragoons. He is getting another gate, another 2 gates, so a lot of deviation here. So 2 gates and a Robo for Bisu, and theROCK is only getting 2 gates. He might have a robo somewhere else that the commentators haven't clicked on yet. I'm not entirely sure. Bisu transferring his probes over to his natural expansion. Well, not his natural expansion, his secondary base, I guess. He didn't really take his natural as I thought he would. So yeah, 3-gate play for theROCK, and Bisu is going for 3-gate with a robo. He does have his base up a little bit earlier, has more saturation at that position there. Both using probes to keep scouting out, make sure there are no hidden expansions that they don't know about. That would be really bad to think that your player was going at 2 base and had that kind of economy, and actually he's going 3 base. And Bisu putting up kind of a scouting pylon there, making sure that if there's an attack coming, he definitely knows about it. The cybernetics core obviously is done, so Dragoon range is upgraded. He does have an observatory and a robo as well. Looks like pylons, and finally getting his robo. So yeah, theROCK did not get his robo right away. Got his robo a little bit later, but he has a lot of Dragoons, ladies and gentlemen, and if he pushes out right now, I don't know if Bisu is going to be able to hold this off. He's going to have to hold this off until he gets this Reaver with the shuttle. He is expecting some type of drop here, so he has 2 Dragoons in the back, and theROCK is just going to kind of push in here. He does have that pylon to do some blocking, do some maneuvering, more units streaming in for theROCK, and theROCK is going to go on the offensive here. Bisu's going to have to back up. He's going to be able to pick off this pylon, and Bisu's going to have to struggle a little bit. He's going to have to pull all of his units back. He's going to have to pull probes as well. He's kind of in a little bit of a trouble here. He's in a transition point, and this is a great timing attack by theROCK, although I think this is going to get defended by Bisu. These probes are just doing way too much damage, and he's going to have to fall back now. Probes going back to the mineral line, more reinforcements coming for theROCK. Bisu's in a little bit of trouble, and now he is in a lot of trouble actually. Dragoons going down for him, more Dragoons coming in for theROCK, and where is the Reaver? Bisu needs his Reaver, he needs the shuttle and the Reaver. This is pretty much even Dragoon battle here, and it looks like Bisu might come out ahead. Yes, Bisu does come out ahead, and 3 Dragoons are all that is left for theROCK. I don't know where his reinforcements went. His reinforcements just now getting in. He has 6 total Dragoons, but he is definitely going to have to back up, and now he's at an economic disadvantage for 1, and for 2 at a technical disadvantage because the Reaver is out already for Bisu, and Bisu's doing an amazing job of just defending, and pulling those probes was a really nice job, really nice micro by him. And now he's going to be able to macro up a little bit more, and ROCK has to, kind of stay in his base a little bit. That observer sees pretty much everything that's going on, and Bisu knows that he has the advantage now. If he gets that shuttle out, is able to do some Reaver drop, something like that, that would be so nice. Or he could just keep it with his main army and push out. Either way, he's going to be able to produce a ton of units now that he has that base fully functional, up and running. theROCK is a little bit behind on tech. He doesn't have an observatory. Did get his his robotic support first. Does have a shuttle out. I don't know if that's shuttle speed. I don't think that's shuttle speed for Bisu. But he's definitely going to be able to push out now. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He does have a force of Dragoons as well as a shuttle, probably with the Reaver in it, streaming more Dragoons in. And don't let that shuttle get picked off, Bisu. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Don't let that shuttle get picked off no matter what you do. Dragoons going down from the Scarabs and the Dragoons alike, and theROCK is going to have to back up here. He has a shuttle of his own. Don't know if he has the Reaver in it or not. Yes, he does have a Reaver, and this is what I was talking about, the Reaver versus Reaver battles, and the Reaver versus Dragoon battles, and the Dragoon versus Dragoon battles. Here we go now. Dragoons fighting Dragoons. Reaver doing a really nice job in the back for ROCK. Almost gets picked off. Bisu's shuttles almost gets picked off. Really bad now. His Reaver almost gets picked off. Bisu's Reaver gets picked off. This is really bad for Bisu now, and Bisu's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage. He's going to back up. He only has 3 more Dragoons, and more Dragoons for theROCK. He also has his Reaver still. I don't know if Bisu's shuttle got picked off as well. And Bisu, little slip up of micro here. And wow, theROCK actually showing a little bit of determination, perseverance, and able to push back Bisu. Bisu has built another Reaver, but that really hurt him. Losing that Reaver, just got sniped right away, and ROCK is going to have 2 Reavers to Bisu's 1 at the moment here. He doesn't have the critical number of Dragoons to push out, but really nice defense by theROCK, and it looks like Bisu's going for a Citadel of Doom, possibly going for his favorite DTs. The Ninja Toss is going for his bread and butter here. But we'll have to see what he does. Shuttle speed now upgraded for Bisu. It looks like he's going to go in for a drop here. And here we go. Hopefully the Scarab will pop, and he can get a lot of probes. Probes being pulled now, and the Scarab kills 1 probe. Does not get a lot of probes, and 1 more! Oh man, the Scarab is probably gonna dud. Yeah, and the Scarab duds, and that just happens so much with Reaver drops. The Scarab duds. Storm drops are so much more effective. But Reavers are just so much more effective in the army-to-army battles. And that Observer's still in the base of the rocks. Bisu almost picking off a ton of probes. Just really unlucky with that Scarab there. Citadel of the Dune is done. He's either going for Zealot legs or DTs. And I think that he could pull off some DTs. There's not a lot of Observers out for theROCK, and DTs would be really effective, especially if he brings his Observer, kills the opponent's Observer. He could just, you know, pretty much go to town on those Dragoons with the DTs, make them fall back, put up a good defense. It looks like his shuttle, where is his shuttle going? I don't know, there's the SKT1 coach looking on intently, and shuttle probably going back to pick up that Reaver there is what I'm assuming. It looks like he might be going for another base at the 9 o'clock position, not entirely sure. But both players have a lot of army here, a lot of Dragoons, huge Dragoon heavy, and so that's why I'm assuming. Oh, Bisu looks like he might be going more for Zealots here and Zealot speed. Don't know how I feel about that. The Dragoon are going to be able to micro very well against them unless there's a lot of Zealots, you know. Even with that speed attack, they're going to be able to micro pretty well. Uh-oh, the Rock Shuttle almost getting picked off there. Would not have been a good move. Bisu finally getting his forge. Probably going to go from some upgrades is what I'm assuming. theROCK does have an Observer with him, as well as a shuttle. Don't know how many Reavers are in there. He is picking up another base at the top left. Bisu has not picked up his base at the top right-ish position, like 2 o'clock position there. And Bisu looks like he's going in for another Reaver harass. Here comes a Reaver, and is he going to be able to get it? He gets a ton of probes! A ton of probes go down from that Scarab attack, and really nice harass by... and they didn't show the other Scarab, but probably dudded though, just because of the pure range. Few shots going off on the Rock Shuttle, and the Rock is going to have to come back now. Bisu's shuttle is out of position though. He's going to have to bring his shuttle back, and the Rock really needs to take advantage of this. He needs to take advantage of the fact that the Reavers are not there, but the Reavers come in anyways. They slowly come in, and more Reavers coming in for Bisu. Bisu's just doing epic micro. He has a ton of Zealots. The Speedlots are going to be able to push back these Dragoons. The Dragoons are going to have to fall back, and the Rock has just lost so much economy. He doesn't have as much economy as Bisu, not nearly, although he does have that top base. If he's able to hold this off, he might be able to come back, but Bisu just being relentless, pushing in here, following the Dragoons of theROCK, and he does have the shuttle. He does have at least one shuttle full of Reavers. I don't know if he got another shuttle to hold that third one or not. But only Dragoons here able to pick off these 2 Zealots. But only Dragoons for... Oh, but he needs to be really careful. These Reavers could get picked off very easily. One of the Reavers does go down. More Dragoons popping, though. And at the same time, these Dragoons are going to have to fall back. The Rocket just does not have enough units here. He does not have the composition that he needs. He only has a handful of Dragoons. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage on this ridge, since these Dragoons will not be able to get up. But Bisu needs to get up this ridge really fast. That Reaver is right behind that Dragoon line. That Reaver is going to be able to do a ton of damage. But at the same time, Bisu's Reaver is right there as well. He does pick off Bisu's Observer, and this looks like a stalemate. Those probes not mining. What the heck is going on? They're like idle probes not mining. I don't know what he's doing. That's kind of really bad multitasking. Those probes still not mining, man. Finally they go to mine, but yeah, nice job by Bisu here, pushing in, able to maintain map control. He is picking the base up, I think at the 2 o'clock. If they click on it, I might know better, but here we go. Bisu coming in again. He's got the Speedlots, he's got the shuttle, he's got a lot more Dragoons. At the same time, theROCK has 2 Reavers that could play huge role, as we saw with somebody, and Light, no, not Light, Light's turn. Somebody, anyway, having really Gosu Reaver control versus Jadong. Maybe it was Neo Sulky. I think maybe it was Neo Sulky. Anyways, it was one of the matches that I recently casted, and he just had really good Reaver micro. 2 of his Reavers together had like 30 Hydralisk kills. Really amazing, and it looks like, though, theROCK is no Reaver microer, especially without a shuttle there. It looks like his Reaver did get picked off. More Reaver shots going off on the probe line, and I'm afraid this is going to be game, just simply because there goes the natural expansion. There's not enough Dragoons to defend here, and Bisu is just rolling right over theROCK, and he's just going to be able to macro up so well. It looks like an Observer going into Bisu's natural, but really that's not a good thing. Nice job by Bisu, able to snipe off that Reaver, and that was really his last ditch effort. GG coming from theROCK.